Hey guys, happy Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. I have to apologize because it's the middle of tax season. When it's tax season, every day is Monday. That's how it feels. But because it is tax season, I want to dive a little bit into a specific area, Schedule C versus Schedule E. It's super exciting stuff. I know it's riveting, but for certain people in certain circumstances, this actually can be quite a confusing topic. So, we're going to try to clear the air a little bit for you, make it a little bit easier for those of you trying to file, and we're always here to help you. So, if it doesn't make sense after this, you know where to find me, right? So, we're going to hop in. Hi, I'm Bette Hochberger, CPA, CGMA, and today we are going to talk about Schedule C versus Schedule E. What is best for you? Now, there are many circumstances where you don't really have a choice, right? The nature of your income, the activity that you're performing, is going to indicate it's a Schedule C or it's a Schedule E. So, if you've got a long-term rental property, hands down, Schedule E. Long-term rentals, they're generally passive for most people. There are exceptions, but long-term rentals, unless you are a real estate professional, and I mean the IRS definition, not I say I work in real estate or things like that. If you are kind of your run-of-the-mill W-2 employee, or you have your own business, if you've got a long-term rental, Schedule E, right? We don't even have to think about it. Now, Schedule C, if you work on a 1099, if you're a contractor, if you're somebody who works through an LLC and you're the only member, the only owner of that LLC, and you receive a 1099 NEC, 1099 for non-employee compensation, you're filing a Schedule C. You don't have really any option, right? It's not a rental. It's work that you are doing. You are self-employed. That's what Schedule C is for. Similarly, if you've got like a small business that you run under your name and you've not created any other entities like an LLC, you're self-employed. Even no matter what it is you're doing, as long as it's not owning a rental property, you're self-employed. You're putting this on Schedule C. Right? Now, where does this become kind of a hazy area? And the answer is when you're talking about short-term rentals. And the reason is, think about an Airbnb. Think about a hotel, right? Is an Airbnb a substitute for a hotel? Or is it a substitute for renting a house, right? It's a gray area. So we have to look at it a little bit more closely, and we have to say, well, what are the activities in your short-term rental? What are the activities that you are doing as the owner? Does it feel more like a rental property? Does it feel more like I'm running a hotel business? What does it feel like? So some of the things that we look at are the services that are provided. So, for example, if maybe you've stayed in a hotel, especially pre-COVID. Now all bets are off, but we're going to pretend that like we're still in the pre-COVID world, or that everyone still functions like they did in the pre-COVID world, right? If you provide daily cleaning services, well, that's a hotel kind of thing, isn't it? If you have a concierge service tied to your Airbnb, like maybe your Airbnb is located in a real touristy area and you help arrange tour groups and things for people who stay with you, that's a really high level of service. That's not just like, here's the key, go stay and, try not to break things. That's like, I'm actively servicing you during your stay. That feels more like a hotel, right? Hotels have concierges. So things like that tend to push you into the Schedule C realm because you're actively running a business with a lot of daily interaction with the customer. A lot goes on. There's a lot to manage. you're kind of running a business, right? And that's why we're talking before, if you run a business under your name, Schedule C. Now, if it's like, yeah, it's my rental, like this is a property I own, you can come stay here. We have some stuff that is ours, but we'll let you use it, like towels. But there's no daily cleaning. Like, only call me if, like, something's really, really broken. Otherwise, I'm hands off. Hands off, right? That sounds a lot more like a rental. And that's where we're going to push into the Schedule E instead of the Schedule C. So you really have to look at, specifically with the short-term rentals, what are you doing? What kind of service are you providing? And that is going to lead us down our path of what are we going to consider this. So hope that gives you a little bit of clarity. There's a million questions. There's always a million questions when it comes to real estate stuff. So if you have questions, drop them below, shoot us a message, schedule a call with our office. We're happy to talk to you. Now, remember, your specific individual situation is going to be what determines how you file, right? So this is kind of broad general information, but you need to look at your own situation and what's going on with you to make that decision. And if you can't figure it out, you need some professional help. And that's what we're here for. And until next